Good morning, my loves. Welcome back. So it is Sunday, and on Sunday we talk about the week ahead. And this is going to be a very restless week because we are dealing with the sign of Gemini this week, and we are dealing with the sign of Gemini in a very intense way. We will have 5 planets in Gemini this week, and when I say planets, I include the sun and the moon here. So Gemini is the name of the game this week, but we also have other things going on. We obviously have other aspects with other planets and other signs. However, the focus is on Gemini. And the thing with Gemini is that the Gemini energy, it is very, very busy, and it is very, very fast, and it's here and there and everywhere. And sometimes that energy isn't able to really settle. It is also the first air sign. Remember that. The first air sign, that the energy is still learning, right? Aquarius is the last air sign. We have 3 air signs: Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And in Gemini, we are still like this. It's that energy. Like do you remember the Duracell bunny? If you're old enough, you know what I'm talking about. The Duracell bunny, it just like going, and then it runs out of energy. So we got to really be careful that we do not run out of energy this week, so that we are not spreading ourselves too thin. We have 5 planets in Gemini this week, which is not happening every day. We also are going to have a new moon this week. However, I did not include the new moon in this video because I will have a separate video for this. So just in case you're wondering, because it's a lot to talk about this week. A lot going on, and I also have a lot to say about this new moon, so we will talk about this moon in the separate video. But just so you know, there will be a new moon in Gemini, and I did not forget about it. Let's start the week. Monday is quite a busy day because Mercury is moving into Gemini, and remember, Mercury is at home in Gemini, so Mercury is very, very strong here. And Mercury is very active, and it will make us very active, and it will make us very active in terms of speaking, right? We will have, we'll be inclined to speak more, to have more conversations, but also the mental plane will be just running really fast. And that's why I said earlier, make sure you're not spreading yourself too thin. Make sure you're taking some time to yourself. Make sure you're taking some time to breathe. So you are able to use this beautiful energy to your advantage and not, run out of steam in the first week. So Mercury in Gemini, as I already said, is a Mercury that is mentally very active, but also physically, right? It's not a Mercury that is a homebody. This is a Mercury that wants to be out and about, have conversations with people. And when I say conversations, this is not necessarily the most intellectual energy. And I'm saying this, in a very positive way. I'm not saying, this is a Mercury that is not very intelligent. I said it's not very intellectual. And this is a Mercury that is more concerned with having fun conversation, also asking questions, what he wants to learn. This is also, a very curious Mercury, but it generally doesn't go super deep into it because it is more about quantity. It's more about, I want to know this. Oh, thank you. Next. Oh, I want to know this now. Oh, and then now I want to know this, and now I want to know that. So it's more of it's a very playful energy, but again, it is not an energy that goes super deep and wants to understand one subject in detail. Detail is not necessarily the thing we associate with Gemini. That is more the sphere of Virgo. Now, also on the 3rd of June, which is still Monday, we will have Mercury in a beautiful aspect with Pluto in a trine. This is a beautiful time to actually look behind the veil. This is a Mercury that might understand something that was hidden from the conscious mind before. Because Pluto is a very, very different energy. At Pluto in Aquarius, it's a grown-up energy. It's an evolved energy. And again, by evolved, I don't mean something better. Evolved is not necessarily better. It is just we know more, right? We know more. we have a bigger arsenal on you know, I don't know, a bigger understanding of a subject, a bigger view, a wider view, because we lived longer, we lived more life, so we, you know, we've experienced more. There's more experience that we can lean back on. Now, when this Mercury in Gemini is meeting Pluto in Aquarius in a trine, that is the time where Mercury can tap into that beautiful energy of Pluto in Aquarius. And that Pluto in Aquarius is currently in retrograde, so it is a more, the way I see it, it's a more settled energy. It's a more steady energy. So Mercury tapping into it, being able to get a view, you know, behind the scenes. And maybe Mercury now is able to connect a dot that Mercury wasn't able to connect before. So in your life, you know, maybe you get a view behind the curtain, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's there? Oh, now I understand this, and that. So there is a possibility for you to have to create a domino effect within you, where you now all of a sudden you see something and then you understand and you can connect it to something in your life. This may relate to anything, really. It can relate to your work, to your partnership, to your health. And now you're realizing, oh, maybe that's what I need to do. That's what's the missing link. So this is really a beautiful energy. So I hope you can use this for yourself in the most positive way. Then on the 4th, which is Tuesday, Mercury is going to be in a conjunction with Jupiter. This conjunction is going to be active for a day or two. You know, we can stretch it a little bit. And this energy is also very beautiful. Like generally the energies this week are very beautiful. We have one square that maybe, well, two squares I should say, at the end of the week that are a little dicey, but generally it's a beautiful beautiful time to learn more. The thing with when we learn a lot, you know, we can't often keep everything in, so we need to be really discerning to what is important for us in our life when it comes to learning new things. So this energy now with Jupiter and Mercury meeting, this is about big conversations, having big conversations. Like maybe you have to have the big conversation with someone very important in your life, maybe with your partner, maybe with your mother, maybe with your friend. This is a very positive energy. I love this energy because also Mercury just had this beautiful aspect with Pluto. Mercury understood something. Now having this conversation, you know, this might be a more elevated conversation that you have with whoever you have the conversation with, and you both have a chance to connect on a different level. This is really like beautiful. Whoever this conversation is with, maybe this is more than one person for you. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy, and there is also it's a beautiful chance to reconnect something. Whenever, you know, maybe there have been some issues. This is now a beautiful time to connect and also have these big conversations, but also for both of you, see the bigger picture. You know, see the bigger picture for your future together. If this is your partner, you know, what's your vision for life, right? That's also what Jupiter is representing, your vision for life. What is your big vision? Maybe you have the conversation about the bigger vision in your life with your partner. Now on the 4th, the Sun is in conjunction with Venus, and this is a conjunction that is exact for most of the week, right? These two are traveling together now until the end of the week. What can I say? Beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful for all relationships in your life, for all relationships, but of course, especially for the relationship you have with your partner. You know, we just talked about this conversation that can or could be initiated prior to this or on the same day or during this week at some point, where you maybe have a conversation about the future with your partner. Where are you going? Where are you heading? You know, are you keeping each other small? You know, maybe it's time to open the doors a little wider for the future, for the two of you. And then, yeah, with the Sun and Venus, this is again beautiful for relationships, because Venus is representing relationships, relating to others, and the sun is the warmth that comes in, and also the brighter, the light that we want to first of all utilize, but then also shine into the world together. What can you both create? What do you want to create together as a couple? And if this is not relating to relationships, maybe it is relating to a friendship, but maybe it's also relating just to yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself and what you want to create in this life. What is it that you want to create for yourself, for the collective even, right? Like, because you are a part of the collective and it's a give and take, right? We are here for each other, with each other. And what is it that you have to give to all of us? So beautiful energy. I know, how many times did I say beautiful in this video? It is just beautiful. Now on the 5th, we have what I talked about before, 5 planets in Gemini, including the moon. So we have the sun there, the moon there, Venus there, Jupiter there, and Mercury, all in Gemini. So this is a huge stellium, and so this is also a beautiful time to get things done, because we are now better able to multitask. But again, remember, you gotta know your limits, you know your limitations when it comes to, you know, how far can you stretch, because we gotta, in order to grow, we gotta stretch ourselves a little bit, but you know, we gotta always know how far we can go within that, you know, so we don't fall off the cliff, because we don't want to fall off the cliff. We want to get to the cliff, but you don't want to fall off the cliff, right? So always remember that, yes, it is a beautiful time to, you know, do all the things you want to do, but you're still a human being that needs sleep. And now we're getting to the more dicey part of the week. We still have the sun in conjunction with Venus. However, we also have Saturn move into 19 degrees. This is the degree where Saturn is going to retrograde. So Saturn is starting to slow down. Saturn is going to start its retrograde cycle on the 29th of June. So we still have some time. However, this is the time where we might feel the Saturn energy a little heavier. And specifically this week, the heaviness will be felt when it comes to Venusian thing, and also when it comes to your idea of life and vision of life. And I know we just talked about the beautiful side of this week, where we talked about the bigger vision and what do we want and where do we want to go. Now, after we've had these beautiful conversations and, you know, allowed ourselves to see the bigger vision, now we have to again understand that we live in the 3D reality, in a Saturnian world. And how are we going to make it happen? How do we make it real, right? Saturn is constantly reminding us that this is the reality that we came into as souls, right? We came into this human body in this physical world, in this physical form. Now, in this physical world and in this physical form, in this physical reality, there are certain rules or laws that we have to abide by. And it's one thing to understand where you want to go, where you want to head towards, what you want to create, and then going to create it, right? You can't just now sit on the couch and magically hope it will fall from the sky. It will probably not happen. So how are you going to make it happen? So with these two aspects that we now have on the 8th and the 9th, Saturday and Sunday, these are aspects of reality check. So we have this vision, and now we have the reality check. How are we going to make this work? That doesn't mean that you can't make it work. It doesn't mean that you can't create what you want to create, the vision you have. Of course. However, you just have to figure out for yourself what the obstacles are within you that you may hold inside you from indoctrination, from conditioning, that make it harder for you to get closer to the thing you want. So this Saturn now in a square, first with Venus and then with the Sun, might bring up your current reality, right? You have this big vision, but this is where you are. So between here and here, there's a bit of space, right? So how do you get from here to here? What needs to shift within you, within your understanding of life, within your understanding of how to do something, within your understanding of, alchemizing matter, all of it. What now needs to happen? So there might be, maybe after having this grand conversation with someone, now you're realizing, ooh, yeah, we want all that, but this is where we are now. And some of us might realize, maybe this is not so easy. Maybe it's not as easy as I thought. Well, the question is it or isn't it? Are you now just telling yourself because you ran into the first obstacle on your way to, your bigger vision? We've all been there, right? We've all been there. All of us. We've been there at some point in our life where, we're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then you start and then you realize, damn, there's a wall here. How do I get over this wall? Well, can you find a way around it, right? This is now the time where you will have to find a way around that obstacle that is presenting itself, either in, your relationship, either in your work relation, in your professional life, wherever that shows up for you. You got to find a way. But isn't that also the beauty of life, right? Isn't that we came here to play the game of life, and it's all part of it, all of it, the beautiful moments, the expansive moment, but then also the obstacles and the things in the way to where we want to go. That's the fun part too, to overcome all it, to get creative and overcome whatever is in our way. Move it to the side so we can move forward. Now with this, I will leave you last but not least, Mars is also going to move signs this week. Mars is going to move into Taurus on the 9th, so next Sunday. We will talk about this energy a little more in the next video for next week. I think this video is already packed and it's a long video, so I'll leave it here. Have a beautiful week. If you have any questions about this week, feel free to comment in the comment section. If you want your personal reading, you can book it by clicking on the link in the description box. And anything else, feel free to ask. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you in the next video.